with a banger today. Highly requested full day of eating video. So we've touched down in Dubai, you've seen the vlogs. We've got a very special guest with us today. So we've got Alex back behind the camera. So a couple of weeks, I was missing him that much. I thought, let's fly him out. So you know the quality and standard of content that's going to be coming out. So a full day of eating, we're going to run through everything. They always go down a treat, but the more detail I give, the more breakdown, the more value, the more you can take away. So macros, meal by meal. So meal one, starting with 150 gram of 0% natural fat-free yogurt, big hit of protein, scoop of 30 gram of whey strawberry to make it nice and tasty, because sometimes it can be a little bit sour. That way I'm not using any artificial sweeteners, which I don't like in an off season. And then we've also got 200 gram of mixed berries as well. So we're going to eat this. As well as that, we have typically 400 ml of water with each meal now, pushing that upwards of like almost 7 litres because of the hotter climate, which is always worth taking into consideration when you're away. But we're going to eat this and then dive into the video. So the morning work lot done. We have still got coaching space available. I know they are very in demand at the minute, but all coaches are taking on, myself, Finley, Sergio and Alex. So hit the application button below the video, but we're going to head into pre-workout meal now. We've got 75 gram of raw Quaker oats, 30 gram of whey protein, and then 150 gram of mixed berries. Now you notice we switch a pre-workout up here. Why? Because the journey to the gym is longer. So what we've gone for is a food that's lower in glycemic index, that is going to be longer in terms of energy production. So you have a square bars, higher in glycemic index, fast acting energy. This is going to last me the duration of the trip to the gym as well as the workout by picking oats. So you've got to be smart. It's not a case of just eating. Think about what you're eating before you go into the gym and what's the rationale behind eating that meal. You're eating this for performance, for fuel, so that you can have a good session. So top tip when making oats is when you add protein, the dry protein powder, it actually makes the oats more watery. As stupid as that is, that's what it does. So always make the oats a little bit thicker to allow for the protein to go in, for then the consistency of the oats to get a little bit watery. So we've added 30 gram of whey protein in here. So we're going to eat this and then head to the gym, train at the best gym in the world, Venus. So you're going to see that, little snippets, but I want to talk about the move a little bit and how good it's been for not just my mental health, but also my routine. In the UK, I found that I was almost becoming, without sounding like I'm blowing smoke, a big fish in a small pond. And I've come here to step out of my comfort zone and be a tiny fish in a huge pond, because I wanted to put myself in an environment where I had no option to fail. Goals I've set this year and for next year are huge. So in order to meet those, we need to step out of that comfort zone again and do that. I'm used to have mum clean up after me. I'm used to people doing things for me. All of a sudden, I'm on my own 2 feet. The routine's immaculate. 3 hours ahead of the UK, soon to be 4. So that's 3 hours deep work, just focusing on client check-in, providing the best value and the best service that I can. And then from 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, I'm free for the rest of the day to focus on content creation, focus on allowing my coaches to grow and excel and be the best CEO of the business that I can be. And it's just really allowed me just to take it up another level, and I've only been here like 2 weeks. So imagine what it's going to be like in a year or 2 years. Downside to Dubai, it might be the best gym in the world and tax free, but £5 for a monster. So listen to this if you want a big back. With rowing movement, I see a lot of people, chest coming off the pad, taking the tension off the lat. What you want to do here is you want to keep fixed, chest firmly on the pad, glutes back, and drive your elbow into your pocket. 1, 2. You get a 2-second concentric, so you're feeling what muscle you're working. It's all about that mind to muscle connection. Stop using momentum and use the muscle that you're trying to engage here. So you're driving your elbow into your pocket and contracting for a good 2 seconds, and then most importantly, controlling that eccentric portion of the movement for 3 seconds. Listen to that, apply it, you'll get a massive back. If you've noticed now in this session, training a lot harder, and the key to the training program and the key to the video is to build muscle. We're showing you the nutrition side, and we're purposely showing you a little bit of the training because you need to train hard. You can't just eat in a surplus and not train hard. Apply progressive overload, be aggressive, execute movements correctly, eat in a surplus, and you're going to get a shit ton of new tissue. Oh, I've had enough. Not bad. How are you? You all right? Good. That's the training session done. Back home, some more food and the post-workout, which we all love and all look forward to. But more training content coming. We're in the best gym in the world, so we're bringing you some big names as well. Different bit of cereal. You've seen it a million times, but we change the cereal each video. We've got Cocoa Pops, Chocos. Actually nice and Cocoa Pops. You know the drill, and if you don't, watch this video. But we're going to get this meal in now, and then we're going to show you the next meal. But again, keeping food in, that's easy to eat. 100 gram of this, and I could literally eat 200 gram if I wanted. So again, pushing food up and being smart. We also have some low-fat milk in here as well at 200 ml. So move the almond milk out and put milk in with slightly more calories. Again, just being smart with calorie consumption. So meal 2, we've got 80 gram dry weight jasmine rice, and that's the full principle across this video. All food is weighed raw and uncooked. 80 gram dry weight jasmine rice, 200 gram dry weight chicken, and 100 gram of veg. Top tip when cooking rice, a little bit of water in, and then get it in this. That way, if you want to make sticky rice, so a little rinse, you've got rid of all the starch, pour it back in the water. And I always put like 85 gram in because you're going to lose a little bit. So the key to getting rice right is not putting too much water on. So as you can see, this is already preheated on level 9, which is a top, and there's just enough water in it there just to fill it, just to literally cover the rice. Then you just put the lid on, put it on top heat, and then wait till it starts bubbling. As it starts bubbling and drying out, you then take it out, put it on moderate heat, and then just let it simmer, and you'll see the sticky rice. So you can see now, it's steaming, it's boiling. So we've left that on roughly for like 3 minutes. So you lift that up now, and the rice is gonna get drier and drier and drier if you keep it at that heat. So all you do now is just drop it to a good state, give it a little stir, make sure it's in a good position, and then leave it. I personally leave it for 12 minutes. So the reason you leave it for 12 minutes is because it's on low heat. It's gonna absorb all the water in that time, and it's gonna be a good texture. Keep it on that look, steady ticking. So why jasmine rice or white rice in a gaining phase? Well, they're refined grains, so which basically means they lack fibre and they lack protein. So as a byproduct of that, they digest easily. So 80 gram of dry weight jasmine rice comparable to 300 gram of white potato is going to digest better because one, the satiation index, which keeps you fuller for longer, is reduced. So you can push more. So I know I'll start at 80 gram of jasmine rice and I can push up to easily 150. Whereas with potato, if you're hitting 300, you're not really going to surpass 500. If you do, you're going to know about it, you're going to be bloated, you're going to feel like you've eaten a decent meal. So what you want to think about when programming for an off-season or a gaining phase of your nutrition is be smart and put the right food in based on its index and what works for you. Meal 2 going down now, so dry weight of course, we've got 200 gram of chicken, 80 gram jasmine rice, 100 gram of veg. Don't forget your micronutrients in an off season, okay, it's important. But just had a little bit of a moment here, because we're sat here, you've got Atlantis, the palm there, you've got Dubai Marina here with the £1 million yachts, you've got Dubai itself and the marina there. And it's just like a daily reminder, like I always say, you're a creature of your environment. How can I not get up every morning and work my absolute arse off? Because I open the curtains and this is what I see. To sustain this lifestyle, the work ethic that you've seen over the last 12 months has got to be doubled now, and I talk about that. So like I said, the content's going to be better. The business is going to grow because we're going to focus more on the business and getting that to where we want to get it to. And just as a byproduct of being in this environment, I truly believe every element will just develop. One downside to the desert is it's not really kind of achievable at the minute to go out and get steps, and it's that hot. It's 40 degrees, 45 degrees, so come and get some light steps in. Of course, NEAT expenditure is still critical. Non-exercise activity thermogenesis takes up a large proportion of your expenditure. And not only that, when you're pushing food in off season, you want to ensure that you're digesting the food. So I have a meal, couple of steps, nothing drastic, 10-minute walk, gets the food digested, gets your appetite flowing, allows more room for more food later on in the day. Training wrapped up, just finished some steps as well, and then we're just having a little bit of downtime by the pool. And one of the main reasons as well is for the transition to Dubai and other countries is just to have a better quality of life. Found myself in Rotherham just working a lot because there was nothing else to do other than spend time with family and friends. So a huge reason behind this is just to enjoy life more, enjoy the fruits of labour more. So we're just kicking back in the pool, but you've not seen the apartment yet, so I'll save that for another video. So moving into meal 3 now, we've got 150 gram of 0% fat-free yogurt again. Again, a great amount of protein, as well as 30 gram of whey on top of the yogurt for the flavour, 75 gram granola, and then 100 gram of berries. So again, smart with nutrition here. So what we've gone for is granola, low in volume, high in calories. So you're talking like 400, 500 calories for that volume. If you actually look at the meal, you can barely actually see any of the granola in there. So we're going to eat this, easy digestible, and then we've got another meal on top of this later on in the evening. Just got back from the mall now into meal 4, exactly the same as meal 2. So what we've got is 200 gram of chicken breast, we've got 80 gram of dry weight jasmine rice, again dry weight for every meal in this video, and then 100 gram of vegetable variety as well. So again, repeating the meal. Why? because it works. So don't fix something that's not broken. It digests easy, doesn't really fill me up, allowing room for more food so that we can perform better in the gym and we can progress better and we can add some muscle tissue. So we're going to tuck into this now and we'll show you the final meal later on. So coming towards the final meal now, and just doing a little bit of light work I find to be effective for the week. I take Sundays off check-ins completely, just to reset and recharge. But what I find works really well is just spending like 2 to 3 hours the night before a big week, just planning my calendar. So here, I've got Google Calendar up, I know exactly what's happening tomorrow. I know how many calls the team's got booked, so how many Sergio's got booked, how many Finley's got booked, Alex, myself, so that we're prepared for these calls. We've got the photos from the individuals inquiring and we can set the skeleton plans up so that they come off that call with a great amount of value. Even if they don't join the team, they're already getting a good indication of the direction they need to take the physique. But we're going to dive into the final meal now. I'm going to head into the kitchen and show you. Classic me now. One key term that I like to use in off season: you don't need to look at food. You don't need to look at food as pleasure. Look at it as performance. That way, you'll get every meal in, because you know that this is going to serve a very solid purpose in terms of your progression in the gym. That a minute, express. Look at that consistency. See people like that on Instagram with a cream of rice. Perfect. Shut up. So we're going to tuck into the final meal now. And it's important to talk about the macros of this diet as well. So the final meal: 50 gram of oats, 10 gram of dark chocolate, a little bit of fats and carbs before bed. Why oats? Going to keep me nice and full at the minute because my appetite's sky high. So typically, if I don't partition the nutrients correctly throughout my day and its diet, realistically I'm going to be hungry and be snacking and not sticking to the plan. So it's important, even when pushing food high, to keep foods in that realistically are going to prevent you moving away from the nutrition plan. So the key point here is to show you how to structure a diet in an off season to build muscle. So we'll put the macros up across the screen, but typically what we've gone for is high protein, because output is quite high in terms of training volume. So in order for us to recover, we put protein high. Carbs, main source of energy. So we put carbs really high and we keep driving these. If scale weight stalls, we implement 25 gram of carbs. If scale weight stalls, we implement 25 gram of carbs. And little bumpers like that will allow us to keep progressing. And then fat's moderate, because typically I like to prioritize protein, I like to prioritize carbohydrates and keep fats nice and moderate. Averaging around 3,500 calories, give or take a 10% threshold. So think strategically when you're structuring your off-season diet. Foods that you like, foods that don't keep you too full, and foods that are going to allow you to continually add to them, so that when your weight stalls or your progression in the gym stalls, you can increase carbohydrates, have deloads and step away from the gym to refresh and recharge. But as always, I hope you took a lot away from this. Thank you for watching. Remember to comment, like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.